For more than a millennia, nations, governments have had total control over what is known as fiat currency, dollar, etc. When transactions in a currency occur, the transaction is noted in the ledgers of the bank where the currency is based. This means that governments get a report on it. So if India buys wheat from Russia but the transaction is carried out in US dollars, the US government knows about it. This way they can react to it in geopolitical ways to improve the economic situation of their own country. Perhaps by reducing the price of their wheat to a level where India will buy from the US next time. It gives an unfair advantage. The advantage is, that gives the country that controls the currency huge visibility and therefore, huge control of global markets. Governments have long been resisting digital currencies. Recently there has been a massive amount of geopolitical upheaval. There has also been confiscation of currencies held in foreign banks, sanctions being placed on nations for economic reasons, protectionist policies being adopted by nations. As a result, BRICS countries have grown tired of the oversight and control that trading in a foreign currency brings with it, especially when it is misused. They have decided to trade in their own currencies and make a shared one between them, currently called the unit. It is backed by gold reserves and the currency of each member country. This takes away oversight and control from nations external to the transaction. It means that India and Russia are the only nations who know the details of their transaction. It's private. Governments don't like this. They cannot see, they cannot control, and they cannot use the information to their economic benefit, at the cost of other nations. Cryptocurrencies, when they are independent of government, work differently to this. They are opposite. Each transaction is totally transparent. Money changing hands can be seen by anyone, not just governments. But this is only the transaction, not the details. So why are governments against independent cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum? Because not only do they take away their control, but it also gives oversight to everyone, which reduces their control over the information. More to the point, if it gets fully adopted to the level where it replaces fiat currencies, for example dollar, it makes their transactions totally transparent to everyone. Transparency of all financial transactions. The effect of this would mean, the world could see where monies are being sent to and from, so can ask the question why, each time. Governments don't like that level of scrutiny. They would be held to account if they supported illegal actions. Also corruption would become impossible. If I pay my taxes to the government via Bitcoin for example and they also have to transact in an independent digital currency, I will be able to see where my taxes go. It will be totally auditable. So if I don't agree with it going to a country as aid or military support for weapons, used illegally by the receiving nation, I will be able to see and publicize that, embarrassing the government. Furthermore, I could publicly announce that I will not pay that part of my taxes in future. Once others see, they will do the same and a movement will begin, unless the government changes its policy. This gives the power to the individual. It reduces the power of governments. It enables the individual to hold the government to account. Many governments were totally against cryptocurrencies when they first noticed them. They tried to control and even ban them. Then, when they realized they couldn't do that, they changed tack. They started legislating to enable them to control under the guise of making them safe for everyone. Their other approach is to start non-independent digital currencies run by the central bank of the nation. These will not be transparent to all, so governments will keep control. They obviously like the technology, just not the loss of control. Governments are outdated and outmoded. They need to become administrators, not legislators. Citizens need less rules not more and they need to hold their governments/administrative bodies to account. This can only happen with transparent government, which can only happen with the end of fiat currencies and total adoption of independent cryptocurrencies. The current system is redundant, it doesn't work. We need to create a new one, carefully and gently. But the old guard won't like it. They don't like change.